Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the village of Aurelia, in the lands of Thea, the Awakening. I am Marcus Aurelius, and this is going to be the finale video of our miniseries on Thea. It was always intended to be a miniseries, but it went a little longer than I had originally planned for because it's such a good and entertaining game. But at this point, I think it's a good time to say that I am not going to achieve victory in this campaign. And as a player, well, I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. But as a player, this is the point where you end the game, and then what happens is your god, in this case Morena, you get an experience boost. So the next time you load it up, your villagers, if you're playing with Morena, your villagers will have another bonus. There's 5 bonuses you get from 5 different experience levels. And I think after this campaign, I will have earned enough experience to get to level 3. Which also, coincidentally, opens up a couple other gods as well. So this is a game that rewards playing it over and over again. It wants you to play it over and over again. And that's great for playing, but it's not so great for a YouTube Let's Play, because unless you're going to devote your channel just to playing Thea over and over again, and you have a committed enough fan base to watch that, at some point you have to bring it to a close. And that's what we're going to be doing, because basically through my lack of experience and poor playing, I have a situation where the wandering monster hordes are a bit stronger than what my current village can handle. And it's so beautiful when you zoom in. God, the graphics are just so nice. There's the Princess's Tower. There's a Goblin Army over here. A Raider Lair over here. I mean, it's just 5 skulls everywhere. And there's the Herbalist's Hut. The Dizoidy Ruins. So I'm just not well set up for continuing. But I do want to very much thank the people who provided the names of our villagers. One thing I do really enjoy about this game is that the villagers are all, based on these graphics, these renditions of them, they all have such personality. I mean, you look at Mingan, and you're like, yeah, that dude is a bandit. And you look at Artanis, you got the old lady. Whoever did the character drawings did a really fantastic job and should be commended. As far as the game itself, let's discuss it in this finale. Let's discuss my final thoughts. I think it's incredibly fun. I think the whole idea behind it is incredibly clever and undone before. What I would like to see, perhaps in an expansion pack, hopefully the developers made enough money on the game to be able to consider putting out an expansion pack, is not necessarily changing anything, but just giving us more. And when I mean like more art resources, more character portraits, more encounters, more choices. Because again, this is supposed to be kind of a rogue-like game in the sense that you're not just supposed to play it once through like an RPG. They want you to play it over and over and over again with different gods and different settings, and each time you play it's a different world. And so I think to keep it fresh, we need to just keep doing what we're doing, but do a little bit more of it. Like, remember that part where we saw the bones of an elf, and it was just obviously a picture of like a little kobold skeleton? You know, just to pay your artist a bit more and get some more resources and release as an expansion pack. I'm sure people that love the game, like myself, will pay for that. Happy to. But, so that's really what I got out of it. I think that, what I should have done is I should not have made the map larger. I thought that would somehow make the game more adventuresome, but what it really did is it just spread out the resources a bit further, and so my away teams had to march really far to get to them, and I think that slowed down everything, and it didn't have to. I think even if you raise the difficulty, making the map smaller, I think puts you in a good position. Heck, I saw a picture somewhere, I think it was on the Steam discussion page for this game, where their initial starting village had like dragon scale, mithril, and like enchanted bone that all could be gathered from the village itself, because it was all like in the tiles surrounding the village, which was pretty damned impressive. Because I think, this map it came out too big to really comfortably move around. Everything was a humongous journey. I think we're still going here. There's still more of it. So, I think, yeah, a smaller map would have probably led to a bit more success. And also just the fact that I didn't know how to play very well, and I kind of learned as I was going. But next time around when I play this, not necessarily for the channel, but just on my own, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to beeline immediately for better crafting materials for gathering baskets. So we're talking spider silk, we're talking cane, and then I'm going to give everyone just the absolute best gathering baskets, and that way I can gather more in a shorter amount of time of all the necessary stuff. And skip the worthless stuff and go straight to the good stuff. So mithril, dragon skin, dragon bone, or enchanted bone, and just focus on that. I think what I was trying to do a little too much is try to get a little bit of everything, right? I was trying to move from the bottom to the top, but I think instead you really need to focus on what it is you want and go straight for it. And that's a failing that I have in all the games that I play. I tend to want to max out the tech tree. I want to just get every single tech, right? Instead of, most people who are smart, they focus on the one tech that they need and they tech up to it. Well, I like get the level 1 of everything, then level 2 of everything. That's just, I'm a completionist, I guess. It's the OCD in me, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, thanks to everybody who contributed characters. We had some really interesting folks. Raven, of course, was also a hunter. And I think at some point we got a bandit, a hunter. What was Zarya again? She was just a craftswoman. We had somebody who was strange. I guess it was just a bandit, a hunter, and then 2 healers. A previous time I played just on my own, I had a demon and a witch, both of which came to me through kind of random events. Never got to see an elf. Never got an elf to come to the village. It's a lot harder than it looks. I was told by someone in the comments that there's no theoretical limit to how many villagers you have, but as you get past a certain point of villagers, it becomes harder and harder and harder to get another one. So it's kind of like a percentage chance thing, and as you get more and more villagers, the percentage chance of you getting more decreases. So you could theoretically continue getting villagers on and on and on, but it just becomes harder and harder to do so as time goes on. So yeah, well, I want to give you a full 20 minutes worth here, so we can play a little bit more. It would be interesting to see what the Icy Princess has to offer. Let's just go and just check that out, just for fun. All right, we're gonna go with Mingen, Matthees, Kalia, Artanis, Amara, Imperator, and I guess that's it. We're not going to bring any gatherers. Well, we'll bring Carl, because Carl has some good social skills. Alright. And let's bring a bunch of wood. And... oh, we have a kid! Look at that! When did that happen? Ooh, that's delicious. What's this? It looks very tasty. We're going to let's bring 40 of that. And some of that. Wow, we have 728 of this stuff. We were really cooking for a while. And some of this stuff, sure. I love how I'm completely just imbalanced here. It's like so much of this stuff and like so little of everything else. And some jerky. Gotta love that jerky. Man, does it bother anybody else, by the way, how expensive jerky is? I mean, I went to the store today, $6 for 4 ounces of jerky? I mean, jerky is like more expensive than gold. Alright. Okay. We have our little expedition team here. And let's go see what the Ice Princess has to say. Come on. Wow, right next to a Goblin's Army. I mean, there's just... yeah, we are completely outclassed here. You follow the map given to you by the Princess Zuzana. Which, by the way, is a really awesome name, I think. It seems at least the tower itself is no myth. as you stand before an endlessly tall structure made of pure ice that defies any laws of nature. The tower stands ajar, and so you enter without any trouble. Inside, you see a stairwell that seems to go on forever. As you step on it, you feel the chill of the ice going through your bodies. The walk is long and monotonous, but finally you arrive at the top of the tower, and you stand among the clouds. Look for the princess, look for the treasure. Let's look for the princess. You take a few steps forwards, and you see the princess sitting royally on an icy throne, her body frozen still and only her eyes moving. You hear her voice in your heads, angry, changed, more malevolent and inhuman than before. So you have come. Will you gloat at my defeat, or will you take part in my glory and claim great treasures for your people? You are not exactly in a position to offer us stuff, are you? This tower has always been a trap, waiting for me to arrive. He designed it so. Only now you notice a large black swan sitting on a ledge up above the throne, frozen, just as the princess. She continues, but it was not a lie. You see, the pearls I wear on my neck, they bring great power, but they also unlock a secret chamber, one filled with treasures. All right, let's say we believe you. How do we get to it? You see a wraith, one of the royal guards, appear before you. No, please don't do it. It took us so long to get here. Finally, she is trapped. Finally, she can do no more evil. If you help her, her power will be unleashed once more. What? She is evil, whether from birth or by her parents' neglect, or a curse. Who knows, and who cares? She is what she is. But she is still of noble blood, and we have sworn to keep her safe. This was always the plan, to get her here. Only the darkness came, and made it hard for us to find it. Just leave this place, please. Well, I don't know what to do here, because truthfully, I want to just leave and say, okay, fine, lady, screw you. But that's not entertaining. Do you have anything to offer us? This is so not me, but let's just see what happens. No, she speaks true. Only she can access any treasures that this tower may hold. But beware. Whatever you get from this dark place, it will likely carry consequences. Just leave. Okay. The princess's voice screeches in your head. Shut up! Listen to me now! Strike down the black swan's head and burn it in a fire. This will release me. I will then open the vault for you. Get out of our heads, princess. We're leaving you to your fate. Perhaps you will learn something sitting on your icy throne. You leave the tower behind you, and you see a thick mist devour it in its white, milky veil. You walk a few steps more and find a small bundle on the ground with a black swan's feather on it. Inside, there are some precious gems, but also a book containing the story of the Ice Mountain and its small kingdom. From it, your people learn many useful skills. You have acquired 20 topaz, 11 ruby. Really, you couldn't have spared any gold for me, Swan? Erica and Lily and Carl have become better at folklore. Erica? Did I bring her with the party? Did I bring Lily with the party? And then they also gained a bunch of intelligence. Well, see, I should have done this right away. Easy, no challenges, and it gave me a bonus to all my skills. I'll know next time, unless I decide to actually side with the princess and see how that goes. Oh, and we have another kid. It's very rare to get a medic, and I would really love to have another medic, but we don't need more. We already have 2, and that's plenty. What we need are more warriors. And Nadella. And I know there's a list of people. I don't even have the list with me because I didn't actually expect to have any new villagers in this episode. So I apologize for that. We are not going to rename her. We're not actually going to do anything with her. Let's just end by fighting the Goblin Army. And we're pretty good at being social. So let's give it a try. Yeah, we actually got some good... Well, Amara and Kalia are actually really good at attacking in the social challenge, as you can see here. But their defense is just crap. So we'll go with what we have. Wow, Goblin Shamans are incredibly good at diplomacy, apparently. Well, let's do what needs to be done. Let's put Mingen out there. And he's level 7, so we unfortunately cannot first action him. Between the two of them, they can do 21 damage. That's all he has. So we're going to see who has the best shield ally. No one, really. And they're level 7, too. I guess Amara doesn't really help too much. But as you can see, I obviously didn't do a good enough job planning my team out because look at how outclassed we are here. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Alright, so Mingen is as good as he's going to be. So we'll put Artanis out there. I guess you kind of want to bring... And it's counterintuitive, I suppose, but you want to bring your craftsmen with you on the away team because they're the ones that have all these mental skills, the social skills and the tracking and all that. Whereas your warriors are only really good at fighting, for the most part. Let's support her. Make her stronger, okay. Wow, even... Oh, that's a boss. I thought that was just like a regular goblin. I was like, wow, even the regular goblins are pretty tough at diplomacy. These must be some real charismatic goblins. Alright. Carl will bring up the rear, and then Imperador, we won't last too long. Yeah, the regular goblins are pretty easy. But they have, like, shamans and bosses and boar riders. Alright, this is us. Sure. Yeah, we could take on a bunch of goblin warriors. That would be perfectly legit. Oh, and there goes Mingen. But he bought time for Artanis to do her thing. Heck, even Imperador took out one of the goblins. And Artanis is done, unfortunately. Carl went down, and Imperator. Wow. We got pretty badly beat up. I really wanted Kalia, but... Oh, both Kalia and Matthew... oh well. We'll do the best we can. Okay, nobody in the front line has Blunt. So we'll start with Mingen. Wow, the Goblin bosses were decent at negotiation, but they're amazing at combat. But yeah, so they're level 11 and we're level 7, so we're obviously at a disadvantage. We could shield the heck out of him. Or we could get her closer. If they would get 2 free hits on her, though, they'd be able to kill her before she even enters the battlefield. Wow, she's confused up to 10. That's pretty decent. Well, you know what, folks? We're going to go down fighting. So I think late game like this, what you want to do is just build a structure in your village which allows it to be stronger on defense and take everyone out and only leave a token force behind to defend the village while you... If we had twice as many people, obviously we'd be a lot more formidable. We could confuse. So confusing one of these guys would basically take away 11 attack for 1 turn, whereas Shield Ally will give him 12 defense, so it's kind of the same thing. Alright. Tannis. You cannot shield her just yet. Man, these goblins are rolling deep. And Carl. Alright. Well, Morena will resurrect us and allow us to try again in another game. There goes Imperator. There goes Artanis. Carl and Mingen survived. Carl's down. And Mingen is down. Wow, we are just getting massacred here. So I think it was good to fight this battle because it proves to you all that there's really no point in even trying to continue since we're so far behind our enemies. And I'm actually going to call it an end here because I don't want to have to put you all through the indignity of watching any of our people die. So let's just leave the series pretending like they all lived happily ever after. Once again, I'm Marcus Aurelius. The game is Thea, The Awakening. You can pick it up on Steam. It really is a ton of fun. You just have to put a little bit more time into it than I've been able to in this series and learn a lot more about the strategies of combat and outfitting your team so that you can survive in the harsh world of Thea. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.